So, I just rearranged the sentence a little bit. I spent long hours working with foreigners. The job was hard, and I did not enjoy it. However, it was a blessing in disguise as I was voted as chief of the section.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So that's how I would use blessing in disguise in this sentence.
Teacher reads the sentence. The plane fell down and all the passenger is safe and is blessing in the sky.
No.
Can you say it one more time?
The plane is fell down and the passenger in the plane is all safe. It's all blessing in the sky.
Oh, well, no, because that's more like a tragic event. So you're saying the plane crashed,
Yeah.
but people survived? No. I mean, it's a bad thing that happened with an unexpected. People would not normally say. When people use blessing in disguise, they normally say, they're normally referring to good things that happened unexpectedly from bad situations. But even though it's a bad situation, they have some fondness for that bad situation because of the blessing that occurred. There would be no fondness at all for the plane crash. There's nothing good about that. It was a bad situation, there's nothing good about it. People just happened to survive. Versus this, where it's a bad situation, that it's long hours, it's hard hours, but even though it was a bad situation, there is some fondness, appreciation for that hard time because it still brought you a blessing. There would be no appreciation or fondness for just a plane crash.
Because we are alive. Why? Because the passenger is alive.
Passenger is alive, but that's just.
Blessing in the sky.
But the plane crash did not bring people a blessing. The bad situation has to bring you a blessing. This bad situation, working with foreigners, even though it was tough, brought about a blessing. The plane crash does not bring blessings by itself. The plane crash, people are either just lucky to survive, but the plane crash does not bring blessings. The plane crash by itself is purely bad. So there's a distinction. It has to be a bad situation that you don't really see the blessing from it yet, but that bad situation brings something good. This bad situation brought something good. The plane crash can't be looked at the same way. The plane crash does not bring survivors. People just happen to survive despite that. There is a difference. Because if I said that plane crash was a blessing in disguise, that would be insulting. It would be insulting to people because I might be saying that some of my relatives or friends survived, but I would basically be referring to that plane crash as a blessing when other people might have people who died in that plane crash. So that, if you were to use that, it wouldn't come across very well.
Oh, because the plane not racing in the sky.
No, no, right.
It's cast.
Right, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is burning the midnight oil. This one will be easy. Okay, so this one here, we were all up very late doing homework. So me and friends were up really late in the room doing homework together. One of my other friends comes into the room and notices us studying. So he comes into the room and notices us studying, says, "It looks like you guys are burning the midnight oil," referring to us working or doing homework really late at night. Any other questions on this before I go to the next one? So the next one, I'm doing sentences for the first three that we covered. So don't judge a book by its cover. I would say, first of all, what was an example that I used? Do you remember?
Yes, dessert.
Dessert?
Yeah, dessert.
So yeah, let's use that one. So we were at a party, somebody brought a dessert that looked terrible. However, once we tasted it, it was very good. So we shouldn't judge a book by its cover. So I'll write that. Is everybody done with this one?
Yes. siêu
มันเป็นความอยู่ดีบุคคลค่ะบุคคลถ้าเป็นมองไม่ได้ภาษาอังกฤษไปรถเห็นไหมนะจะกินผักในขาวตัวนี้เลย
Okay. So the example that somebody used was dessert. So somebody brought dessert over for us to eat. It looked terrible. But when we tasted it, it was delicious. So we shouldn't judge a book by its cover. So this was an example when somebody used dessert or a food item or a thing. More often than not, it's used to describe people. The example that I used